me. There isn't an image to go along with this. I wrote this a couple of weeks ago, and it's called Fade to Black. Anthony smacked impatiently at the tree with his skateboard until a neatly folded note fluttered into his hand. At one corner, a punched hole threaded through with a leather shoelace. He untied the lace, wrapped it around his wrist, and pushed Maria's unread words into his pocket. He stared down at the ground before charging back up the hill. Legs to torso to head, he disappeared over the brow. All the while, Maria had slept in the burnt-out green car 20 metres away from him. When she woke, all that was left for her was lazy, heavy dust and the hectic scuff prints of low-rise Converse. The first note she had written told Anthony he was a beautiful shape when he skated, a perfect curve. For 2 nights afterwards, she hadn't slept, certain that her declaration was the most shameful thing she would ever do. But occasionally, in town after school, he would skate silently alongside her before gliding ahead. He took her breath away. Forget him, she thought now. Leave him with his board. But then, he stopped coming to school. Maria tied a new note to the tree telling him she was worried. She hid in the car and after 2 hours of waiting, fell asleep. When she woke, the note had gone, but, as ever, there was no reply. Darkness fell. She walked home past Anthony's house. It was ablaze, surrounded by fire trucks and police cars. Men shouted and neighbours gathered in tight knots on the pavement. Swirling blue and red lights made Maria feel sick. High arcs of water made hopeless rainbows. Anthony's mother, drunk and wailing, was kneeling on the driveway, her pink see-through nightdress billowing around her. His father leant stiffly against a fire truck, smoking and giving a detailed description of his son to a man in a long heavy coat. He didn't know what Anthony was last seen wearing. That's her department, he said, nodding over to his wife. Down the street, standing underneath the hazy street lamp, Anthony stared coldly at the scene before turning and skating away. At school, theories and gossip percolated. The authorities had said there was no body found in the smouldering remains of the house, so inquiries were ongoing. Maria said nothing, and no one expected her to. It was some time before she went back to the tree. There didn't seem to be any point. But after rain had come and turned the dust to mud, she did. She found matches scattered around the trunk, some spent, some not. Her head filled in the gaps as the last of the day's pale sunlight drained from the sky. There was a note, finally, and it was strung up with one of her laces. It said, "You look beautiful when you sleep." She read it twice more, slowly following the lines of his hurried, scratchy writing before striking a match and setting the flame against the paper.